Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game is so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Holly Field in New Haven, Indiana, very close to Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is, of course, the home of the Snider Panthers baseball team as they get set to take on the East Noble Knights here on SummitCitySports.com. This is a game that was originally scheduled to be played at Parkview Field as part of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. And I have been told that the start time for today is 4:15. That's when the first pitch, 5:45, I beg your pardon. 5:45 is the first pitch, the scheduled first pitch for today. And they're just going to go right into it when 5:45 gets around. So we're about 16 minutes away from that scheduled start time here at Holly Field in New Haven, Indiana. Tell you a little bit about these East Noble Knights. They are on a 3-game winning streak, and they come into this game 3-1 overall. For East Noble, the season did start with a 3-0 loss at home to Angola, but since then, East Noble has gone to Fort Wayne and beaten Northrop. They have gone to Middlebury and beaten Northridge. And for their first home win of the season, they knocked off Wawasee. East Noble will have Carroll tomorrow, but before they can worry about the Chargers, they come here to Snider to take on the Snider Panthers. But East Noble does have plenty of talent on their team. Now, they did graduate several key hitters last year, a lot of big-time seniors. Jordan Borders was one of those guys. I believe Jordan McGrath was another. And East Noble just had a whole host of guys who were big-time hitters on this roster. I'll let you know who some of those other big-time hitters were in the lineup. Jacob Ramey and Cole Strick were a couple of those guys, along with Parker Kerr, a guy who hit over 400 on the season. However, East Noble, like I said, is 3-1, and one player they do have back this year is Ian Ramey. As I have it, he's batting .385 on the year with 4 RBIs. He has doubled and tripled on the season. He's done each of those things once this year. Ramey was a guy who, as a sophomore last year, was the leading run producer for East Noble. He drove in 30 RBIs and also hit 4 home runs. He led the Knights in that category as well, all while hitting .508 on the season. Now, you remember that Ian Ramey had a very scary injury in football season as a running back for the East Noble Knights. Now, sure, the Knights were able to still run the ball extremely well with Austin Phillips and Lucas Nyman, but Ramey missed all the rest of football season, and he is back for baseball season. That's the good news for East Noble fans, and he's a guy whose bat you want in the lineup, no doubt about it. East Noble head coach Aaron Desmond's commented a little bit on some of the best players. I think I got a comment from him about Ian maybe a little earlier. Again, this game was supposed to be played originally at Parkview Field a week ago on a Wednesday night, but that game got rained out, and so they've rescheduled it to tonight. As far as the 3-game winning streak goes, Aaron Desmond said this, quote, "On our 3-game win streak, we've been able to manufacture runs. We've been able to move some runners along and get some timely hits. Our pitching staff has done a tremendous job so far this season of keeping us in games," end quote. And one other player who's made an impact for the East Noble Knights this season is Trey Sparkman. He's a sophomore, just 6 at-bats on the year, but he is hitting .333 with 3 RBIs, and he has scored 3 runs on the season. Aaron Desmond said this about Sparkman, quote, "I've been really impressed with Trey taking advantage of the opportunity. He is in due to an injury to our senior center fielder, Hayden Michener. He is a hard-working kid and has been aggressive at the plate, and it's paid off for him." And they're certainly going to want it to pay off for him today. Both his hitting at the plate. Now, Trey Sparkman is in the 8-hole today, but he will be starting in center field. A lot of is expected of you in center field. Center field usually is the deepest part of the ballpark, and, of course, the center fielder always has priority in the outfield. In other words, if you're the right fielder and you call off the center fielder can call you off if, in his judgment, he thinks he's got a better play on the ball than you do. I still remember Ken Griffey Jr. a long time ago running in front of his right fielder all the way into right field almost to make a catch on a fly ball in a game against the Florida Marlins. That was when I was still growing up, by the way. Meanwhile, I'll talk about this Snider team when I come back from this break. You're watching high school baseball on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Back here at Holly Field in New Haven, Indiana. Holly Field is the home field for the Snider baseball team. However, it is off campus, off of Snider's campus. In fact, if you're going from Snider's main campus to come here to Holly Field, you'll probably go past Blackhawk Christian School on your way here, depending on which route you take. Either way, the Snider Panthers are undefeated this season. They started the year going on the road. Speaking of Blackhawk Christian, that was the season opener for Snider. They went to Blackhawk Christian and won that game 3-2. Since then, they've played Northside, a 16-0 win, and then a 26-0 win against the Legends for the Snider Panthers. Now, there's certainly tougher competition to come for Snider, including these East Noble Knights. And, when you lose 2 really good hitters like Landon Fry and Brandon Logan, you do lose a lot of really good talent, but Snider certainly does have talent on their side so far this year, including Isaiah Snavely. Unofficially, I've got him hitting .286 with an RBI and a double, 2 hits on the year. Now, that, if I'm not mistaken, that is not counting the most recent game for Snider against Northside. As I recall, I remember reading that Snavely actually went off at the plate in that game. So the stats I have, not taking that into account, unfortunately. But Isaiah Snavely, as I recall, came into this season rated as the top junior in all of Indiana baseball. Top junior baseball player in all of Indiana, I should say. Have gotten some production from Hayden Maple. Now, Maple has 2 at-bats this year. He's managed to get a couple of hits in those at-bats as well. Brady Keck, again, unofficially, 2 doubles on the year, 3 RBIs, and a .429 average. Again, that's not taking into account the stats from the Northside game, the most recent Northside game, that is. Jack Mormon so far, again, unofficially hitting .333, but he has driven in a couple runs. Adrian Goyle has homered this year. I believe that was in the first game against Northside. And Raiden Morrow, a sophomore, has also homered this year. That was in the game against Northside. Those are 2 sophomores who are looking to really improve their production this season. Raiden Morrow got to start in right field for the Panthers just a year ago as a freshman. That was late in the season. Might have even gotten some starts early on in the year, but he definitely got to start late in the year for the Snider Panthers as they get ready to take on the East Noble Knights in just about 9 minutes. Again, the scheduled start time is about 5:45. That's the time they're shooting for. And I will be right back in just over a minute. You are watching high school baseball on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
East Noble and Snider getting ready to play. Start time should be about 7 minutes from now. I do have the starting lineups for both East Noble and Snider. I'll give you the batting order for East Noble. Kostin Neubauer, the left fielder, is the leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Braylon Bush. Batting third is the second baseman, Ian Ramey. Batting cleanup is the designated hitter, Rylan Hathaway. Batting fifth is the pitcher, Jacob Fox. Batting sixth is the shortstop, Easton Klein. Batting seventh is the catcher, Owen Deal. And batting eighth is the right fielder, Jack Slater. The center fielder, Trey Sparkman, rounds out the batting order for East Noble. For Snider, Isaiah Snavely, who starts at shortstop, is your leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Jonathan Deisler. Batting third is Raiden Morrow, the right fielder. Batting cleanup is the pitcher, Brady Keck. Batting fifth is Jack Mormon, who starts at catcher. Batting sixth is Hayden Maple. My apologies, I'm getting my numbers a little jumbled up here. But batting sixth is Hayden Maple, who starts this game at first base. Batting seventh is Gideon Snavely, who starts this game at third base. Batting eighth is Logan Bugga, starting this game in left field. And batting ninth is the starting second baseman, Adrian Goyle, who, as I recall, was just called up to varsity this year, trying to fill a hole at second base, and so far hitting pretty well at the plate on the season. Getting close to the start of this game, it's a good time to go ahead and get some words in from our sponsors. It's because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you these broadcasts of high school sports here on SummitCitySports.com. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing I beg your pardon there, folks. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. My apologies there, folks. There we go. I think I got it fixed now, but there we go. We'll go ahead and get this reader in. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260 Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I do believe this is still going on. Academy Drills and Skills, brought to you by the folks at Always 100. Started August 11th, goes on till May 28th of this year, and I imagine it'll probably start again when August comes around again this year. Camps are going on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. For kids grades pre-K through 12th grade, you'll get to work on dribbling, passing, shooting, and defense. Now, at this point, the registration may or may not be closed for this year, but perhaps you can call to register your kids to join Always 100 Academy Drills and Skills when it comes around again later this year. To do that, call 260-444-2788 or visit Always 100 online at www.always100basketball.net. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. Getting close to the start of this matchup between the East Noble Knights and the Snider Panthers. Both of these teams are scheduled to play again tomorrow. East Noble goes home to take on the Carroll Chargers. And Snider will go to Waterloo to take on the DeKalb Barons. And what's so tough about DeKalb? Well, a lot of things. DeKalb has a lot of really good hitters back, and those hitters are playing really well. Their junior class is especially talented. As for Carroll, well, DeKalb beat Carroll earlier this season, so that's a marquee win on DeKalb's resume. I'm not sure if they were able to knock off Homestead, because I believe they played Carroll and Homestead in back-to-back days. That is, unless the Homestead game ended up getting pushed back due to rain. Right now I'm seeing that DeKalb has a 7-1 record, and they did beat Homestead on the road. They also beat Angola 9-6, and that's an Angola team that not only beat East Noble, but also split with the Leo Lions. And the Leo Lions are looking really good right about now. But you could just as easily say that about the DeKalb Barons. Only one loss on their record, 11-10. But DeKalb's not playing in this game. It's Snider versus East Noble here at Holly Field, and we're back in 1 minute.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game up. We make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even stop me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my pin, I Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't stay.
Back here at Holly Field, the Snider Panthers taking on the East Noble Knights. East Noble will come to the plate in the top of the first. Here's the lineup for East Noble one more time. Colston Neubauer, the left fielder, leads things off, followed by third baseman Braylon Bush. Batting third is Ian Ramey. The second baseman, designated hitter Rylan Hathaway, bats cleanup. Pitcher Jacob Fox bats fifth. Shortstop Easton Klein bats sixth. Catcher Owen Deal bats seventh. Right fielder Jack Slater bats eighth. And center fielder Trey Sparkman bats ninth. Defensively for Snider, Hayden Maple starts at first base. Adrian Goyle, the sophomore, starts at second. Isaiah Snavely, the junior, starts at short. Gideon Snavely starts at third base. Logan Bugga, the left fielder, starts in left. That was redundant, my apologies there. But Jonathan Deisler starts in center field. Raiden Morrow, the sophomore, starts in right field. The catcher is Jack Mormon. The starting pitcher is Brady Keck. And it looks like we are just about ready for baseball, as Colston Neubauer will step to the plate for the East Noble Knights. Neubauer so far batting .250 on the season. East Noble has played 4 games this year. Going to become an overcast day. We are underway. That first pitch misses downstairs from Brady Keck. Neubauer does not yet have an RBI this year, and he won't get one here unless he were to homer. That pitch apparently caught the outside corner for strike one. Even count at one apiece. Neubauer does have an open stance, and did he go? He fouled it off. It's going to be 1-2. 1-2 on its way, and that one is in the dirt. It kind of hops away from Mormon. Unofficially, I've got Brady Keck as having pitched 3 innings with 6 strikeouts this season. Played a little bit at first base last year as a sophomore. Right now he's got a 2-2 count on Neubauer, the leadoff hitter for East Noble. Swing and a miss. And Keck battles back for the strikeout to start the ball game.
Now batting the third baseman, number 1, Braylon Bush.
That will send Braylon Bush to the plate. Braylon, as I have it, batting just .111 on the year. It is early in the season, and he does have an RBI. That pitch had some heat on it, but it runs upstairs. Of course, you got the ever-dangerous Ian Ramey on deck. Bush is a third baseman. He scored 3 times this year, as I have it, so clearly if he can get on base, might be a threat to score a run here. You wonder what Coach Desmonds might do. Does he try to send him on a steal? Put together a little hit and run to move him up? Again, that's if he gets on base, and there's a good chance of that as that fastball runs up and in, make it a 3-0 count on Braylon Bush. A little curveball, and that does catch the inside corner. And I'm not sure if Bush was taken all the way there, but that pitch had a lot of bend to it. Swing and a miss. Went with the fastball that time, and we've got a full count. And that's off the plate, ball 4. Bush reaches on a 1-out walk. And that will send Ian Ramey to the plate. Ramey, a very dangerous hitter. So far this year, he does have 4 RBIs. He's not yet homered, but he has shown that he's got home run power. He had 4 homers last year, including a grand slam against Northrop. That was over at Kendallville. Of course, is where East Noble is located. That's a breaking ball that misses down and away. We've seen Keck use a few more of those on the last couple at bats. Seems like he's used more of them here with Ramey and Bush than he did with Neubauer. Here's the 1-0. He fired that one in for a called strike. Throw back to first, and Bush dives in safely. Again, Bush has scored 3 runs this season. That doesn't automatically make him a threat to steal the bases. But you can't help but wonder if Coach Desmond might send him here, or Desmonds. That pitch had a lot of heat on it, but you could tell it was way inside on Ramey. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 on its way, and that one gets away. That'll allow Bush to take off for second. Neubauer struck out, Bush walked, and now Ramey with a 3-1 count could easily get the Knights on the board with a base hit. He takes ball 4, and East Noble has 2 men on. And that will send up Rylan Hathaway. So far batting 182, but he does have 3 RBIs on the young season. Hathaway's a junior. He's coming off a season where he hit .375. That one does catch the inner part of the plate. Well hit fly ball down the right field line, but that is curving foul and out of play. That was one of those fly balls that if it drops in the corner, look out. Especially with runners on first and second. As it is, it's an 0-2 count, but you saw Hathaway get a hold of that last pitch and take it the other way. Again, he's just a 182 hitter this year, but he hit over 300 last year. On the ground toward first. Maple looks to second and gets the unassisted out at first. But Hathaway does move the 2 runners, and the Knights have 2 runners in scoring position as it is. Jacob Fox will come to the plate. Fox is a junior. Right now batting .200 on the year with a couple of RBIs. He's got a couple of runs on base as it is, both in scoring position. Should say a couple of runners on base. That first pitch misses upstairs. On the ground, gloved by Keck at first, and he will just run to first and get the out unassisted. And he had plenty of time to do it. So East Noble strands 2 runners. I'm going to show you a couple of replays here. These replays brought to you by the folks at Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. First, this was the strikeout to start the first inning as Keck gets Colston Neubauer to swing and miss at that pitch. And what a key out that turned out to be, just the same what a key out this turned out to be. And this was basically Brady Keck just taking charge. I thought he was looking back at the plate. No, he was looking back at the runner, and he had plenty of time to outrun Jacob Fox to get the out. That's right, he outran the Fox to first base. And we remain scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first. And I'll go ahead and give you the Snider lineup one more time. Isaiah Snavely leads things off. He's the starting shortstop. He'll be followed by the starting center fielder, Jonathan Deisler. Right fielder, Raiden Morrow bats third. Starting pitcher, Brady Keck bats cleanup. Catcher, Jack Mormon bats fifth. First baseman, Hayden Maple bats sixth. Third baseman, Gideon Snavely bats seventh. Left fielder Logan Bugga bats eighth. And second baseman Adrian Goyle rounds out the order for Snider. Defensively for the Knights, Graydon Mullins is the starter at first base. Starting second baseman is Ian Ramey. Easton Klein is the shortstop. Braylon Bush is the third baseman. In the outfield, it's Colston Neubauer in left, Trey Sparkman in center, and Jack Slater in right. Owen Deal is the catcher, and Jacob Fox is East Noble's starting pitcher in this ballgame. Jacob Fox has pitched 4 innings so far with 3 strikeouts. It is early in the season as East Noble Seems like they're kind of trying to figure out their pitching rotation. Of course, that's the case for a lot of teams this time of year. Figure out your pitching rotation, figure out who's the best guys in your bullpen, can come on late in games and shut things down. And right now, it's Jacob Fox starting on the mound for the East Noble Knights. They will be back at it again tomorrow taking on Carroll, but again, the task in front of them today is the Snider Panthers. Snider's got a big game in their own right tomorrow as they go on the road to face DeKalb, but right now the task in front of them is this home game against the East Noble Knights. They'll be seeing a lot of the Northeast 8 Conference this week, Snider will. East Noble's here tonight. Huntington North is here on Friday. As I mentioned, they're at DeKalb tomorrow. I believe Thursday the Panthers will be at Belmont. But again, the task before them is the East Noble Knights before they have to worry about anything else. Looks like Fox is about to do his throwdown. And I got to correct that. Owen Deal does the throwdown. Owen Deal, the catcher. But Snider is ready to send Isaiah Snavely to the plate. And again, if you were to check Max Preps at this point, you would see that Snavely is batting .286 on the year with 1 RBI. But if I'm not mistaken, that does not take into account the Panthers' most recent game against Northside, which was this past Thursday. From what I read, Snavely had a great day at the plate in that ball game. So that .286 average may have shot up. And that one almost hits him. Fortunately, Snavely able to get out of the way. Snavely at this point the top-rated junior in Indiana high school baseball. Last I checked, he was planning to go to Wake Forest. As he fouls that off to even the count. He wouldn't be the first Snider Panther to go to Wake Forest. You may remember Jesse Bates, who went to Wake Forest for football. Of course, he's in the NFL nowadays playing for the Atlanta Falcons. If you didn't know it, that's right. Jesse Bates was a Snider Panther. That's a good eye as that pitch misses up and away. Isaiah Snavely kind of came into Snider as a very highly touted freshman, and you started to see a lot of that talent last year as his sophomore year as he hits this one sky high into right field. Slater back. It is gone. Touch 'em all. Isaiah Snavely. Towering fly ball that leaves the yard at Hawley.
Now batting for the Panthers, the center fielder, number 14, Jonathan Deisler.
Already the Panthers on the scoreboard, and hopefully I'll get a chance to show you that home run one more time in a little bit. I think I'm going to get a chance to show you that home run. So to your right here, might not get to see the full trot, but this ball was launched sky high down the right field line, and Slater gave it a ride, but all he could do was watch it go. And the Panthers have an early 1-0 lead. Deisler called for a strike. And he's behind in the count 0-1. Jonathan Deisler, a freshman. As I see it, he's hitting .250 on the year. And nowadays, when you're playing center field at Snider High School, you got big shoes to fill. That's where Brandon Logan used to patrol when he was here at Snider. He won the Dick Crumback Player of the Year award last year. That one's on the inside corner. Of course, Logan's now at Notre Dame, and as I checked, it looks like he's gotten to start 11 games this year. This ball is lifted into center field, but it looks to be playable. Sparkman has a beat on it, and he makes the catch.
Now batting for the Panthers, the right fielder, number 20, Raiden Morrow.
That'll send the sophomore Raiden Morrow to the plate, starting in right field today. He started a lot in right field, especially late in the season last year. And he does have a home run this year. That's at the top of the zone for a called strike. I believe that was in the first game against Northside. Foul tipped. And Morrow falls behind 1-2. Brady Keck is in the on-deck circle. Fox delivers, and it's down and away. Morrow pops it up. That's going out of play. Just to the left of the fans along that third base line. The 1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. Morrow got fooled by the breaking ball, and Fox has his first strikeout of the ball game.
Now batting for the Panthers, the pitcher, number 4, Brady Keck.
Brady Keck will try to get a base runner aboard. Of course, Snider technically has had a base runner. Isaiah Snavely just got to touch all 4 bases for those of you who might be joining us. Solo home run to deep right field. Keck unofficially hitting .429 this year. Does have a couple of doubles, a few RBIs as he fouls that one off, making an 0-1 count. That might have been a changeup. That did break, but kind of had a late break to it. And not a very big one either. Popped up on the right side. Ramey back. He's going to make the catch over the shoulder. Not an easy catch, but Ramey pulls it in. And while the Panthers do go 1-2-3, it doesn't happen before Isaiah Snavely leads the yard. Rather, he leaves the yard, and we're going to the second inning after this break. You're watching high school baseball on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Getting ready for the second inning. So far, it's a 1-0 lead for Snider. And thanks to the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay, I'll go ahead and show you how that one run came about. It was a well-hit fly ball to deep right field. Drove Jack Slater all the way back to the wall, and all he could do was watch. Isaiah Snavely, I'm told, hits his first home run of the season. He had 3 last year as a sophomore, and Snider is up 1-0 as we go to the top of the second. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up for East Noble. Easton Klein, Owen Deal, and Jack Slater coming up. Easton Klein, the starting shortstop in this ball game. Right now batting 182, but again, it's a young season, and he does have a double this year. He's also driven in a run. Now, there's only one way he could drive in a run here in the first inning. That would be if he does what Isaiah Snavely just did in the bottom of the first. East Noble coming off a 16-10 season last year. And they had the first round bye in sectionals at Garrett. They did go on to play against Leo in the semifinal. Leo ended up winning that game. East Noble pushed him to the brink. It took a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 7th by Luke McDonald to lift the Lions to victory. Speaking of the Leo Lions, they are, I believe, in action against the Woodland Warriors right now. You won't be surprised to hear that Leo is having a good season. In fact, I believe their only loss of the year was to Angola in the first game of a doubleheader. But Woodland is also having a really good season. Not a lot of losses for the Warriors. In fact, I think they've only lost either once or twice. They lost twice. They lost to Woodland last night. Excuse me, they lost to New Haven last night. That was a home game for Woodland. But New Haven, they've improved their record to 7-4. That pitch misses way up and in on Klein. We're playing baseball here, but East Noble, known for their success on the football field, they're going to be making a change at quarterback this year. Riley Biddle is set to graduate this spring. Easton Klein was one of the QBs on the depth chart. Keck's going to step off here as he falls behind early in the count 2-0. He does have a strikeout in this game, but also a pair of walks. That time he fired it in for a strike. I tell you what, Keck can certainly throw for some heat. Saw that heat again, but that time he missed. That pitch, again, looked like it had some heat, but it missed downstairs. It's a leadoff walk to Easton Klein. That'll send up Owen Deal. At this point, he's batting .250 on the year. He comes up with a runner on first. And at this point, nobody out. They look back to first, and that one gets away. The throw's too high for Maple. And Klein's going to make it into second. And again, the Knights have a runner in scoring position. They got a couple runners into scoring position in the top of the first. This time they get that with nobody out. Squares to bunt, and he fouls it back. That ball came back hard and fortunately hit that fence that sits behind the plate. It is officially an 0-1 count. Jack Slater is on deck. You'll see a lot of low averages on this East Noble lineup, but part of that is because it's early in the season. In fact, I'd say that's a big part of it right about now. In fact, the guy who's hitting in the 9 hole for East Noble is hitting .333. Looked like Keck needed a new baseball, and he got one. He squares to bunt and pops it foul. That's out of play, so now with a 2-strike count, Deal certainly can bunt, but if he fouls it off again, it will be a strikeout. The 0-2 on its way. That was a swinging foul, so no strikeout. It's only a strikeout if you bunt and foul it off, or if you foul tip the ball into the catcher's glove. That breaking ball's downstairs. Mormon keeps it in front of him. Fires it on to second. He was trying to catch Klein napping, but Klein able to dive back in. Count runs to 1-2. The 1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. Some high cheese from Brady Keck, and that's his second strikeout.
Now batting the right fielder, number 12, Jack Slater.
That'll send Jack Slater to the plate, starting right fielder for these East Noble Knights. And Slater is hitting 167, but again, the season is young. He has 2 RBIs, and he comes up with a man in scoring position. Fastball upstairs. Bugga, the left fielder, moves over to his left, a little bit closer to center. Swung on and missed. That might not be quite the same spot as the strike 3 pitch to Klein, but it's pretty close. The 0-1 on the way, and that is upstairs. It gets away from Mormon, but it does not travel far enough to send Klein to third. That one will probably go as a pass ball. It did hop out of Mormon's glove, although we have had a wild pitch in this ball game. We've actually had one wild pitch per team. Here the count goes to 2-1. That's a breaking ball. It bends in for a called strike. I say breaking ball. Again, that may have been more of a changeup because it did break, but it didn't break as quickly. It didn't break as much, you might say. Swing and a miss. Throw back to second. And safe at second is Easton Klein, but it is a strikeout for Keck.
Now batting the center fielder, number 17, Trey Sparkman.
That'll send up Trey Sparkman. He's having a really good season. 333, 3 RBIs. And a base hit probably gets a run in for East Noble. He fouls that one right towards the Snider dugout. Pitch kind of jammed him off almost the knob of his bat. Well, not quite the knob of his bat, but close to the grip. Inning started with a walk to Easton Klein. Sparkman trying to get him home. Of course, even if he walks, he's got the top of the order due up next with Colston Neubauer. That was downstairs, good eye. Sparkman looked like he wanted to swing at it, but chose not to offer. And that 2-1 is in the dirt. Mormon is able to block it, and we got a 3-1 count. Again, a walk brings up the top of the order. Colston Neubauer on deck. East Noble's had 3 runners on base so far in this game. That's in there for a called strike, and the count runs full. And I don't know if Sparkman just lost his bat or what happened. Being told that he tossed it, perhaps thinking that that was ball 4. Well, as it is, it's a 3-2 count. Keck will step off, paying some attention to Easton Klein over there at second. Klein walked to lead off this inning. 2 strikeouts since from Keck. That's ball 4. And now Sparkman will get to take his base. That'll send up the top of the order in Colston Neubauer. Again, a base hit scores a run. Probably does, unless it's hit too sharply for a single. And that first pitch misses down. Oh, they called it a strike. I thought that might have been called ball 1, but as it is, it's an 0-1 count. And that time, it's way inside, and Neubauer able to lay off. Neubauer did strike out his last time up. Of course, we got a lot of baseball left to play. And this officially starts East Noble's second time through the order. That was a good-looking pitch. It bends in for a strike. Neubauer comes into this game a .250 hitter, but he comes up with ducks on the pond. Swing and a miss. And again, Brady Keck battles his way out of a jam. He strikes out the side. They're in the top of the second. 4 strikeouts for Brady Keck. We'll go to the bottom of the second after this on SummitCitySports.com. Snider leading 1-0.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning, a 1-0 lead for Snider. East Noble drew 2 walks in the top of that second inning, but was not able to get any runs out of it. Brady Keck was able to bear down and get back-to-back strikeouts. Here's a look at the first one on the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. That was actually 3 strikeouts that inning for Brady Keck. That was a strikeout of Jack Slater. Then he strikes out Colston Neubauer to end the inning. Give you a quick look at that on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay.
The catcher, number 8, Jeff.
Got him to swing and miss. A pitch that kind of ran away on the outside portion of the plate. Snider's going to bring up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters here in the bottom of the second, I beg your pardon. There are 4 batters through the lineup. My apologies there. But it's the bottom of the second as Jack Mormon leads off. He'll be followed by Hayden Maple and Gideon Snavely. Jack Mormon, a senior, at this point hitting unofficially 333 for the season. Again, that's not taking into account the Northside game, the second Northside game, which happened this past Thursday. Down and away, 2-0. Orman's coming off a year where he hit .355. He did drive in 28 runs. Gets a pitch down the heart of the plate for a strike, and it's 2-1. That's bounced foul, and the count runs even at 2 apiece. How you start an at-bat doesn't always indicate how you're going to finish. In this case, Fox started behind in the count, 2-0. He's worked the count even. We'll see what happens here on this 2-2 pitch. Boy, Fox was going into his windup, and time has been called. That slap the other way appears to be playable. Slater comes in, and he'll make the catch.
Now batting for the Panthers, the first baseman, number 2, Hayden Maple.
Well, that'll send up Hayden Maple. Maple hit .286 last year. So far, he's hit well this season. Did he go? He did not. Ball 1. Apparently, Maple just held up. That was awful close. That's a breaking ball. Looked like Fox was trying to break it in, but it's inside for ball 2. Snider started off this game with a solo home run by Isaiah Snavely. Snavely's brother Gideon is on deck. At least I think they're brothers. Steve Zimbo just told me that they are. Steve Zimbo, the athletic director here at Snider High School. Well, we're not at Snider High School. We're at Holly Field, which belongs to Snider High School, but it is off the main campus. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Maple looking for a pitch to hit. Perhaps taken all the way there. And now that he's seen a strike, we'll see what happens on this 3-1 pitch. That's bounced toward third, but foul, and the count will run full. Never easy to barehand those ground balls, as Josh Klinkenbeard just tried to do. Josh Klinkenbeard, the head coach for the Snider Panthers. You saw him field it left-handed. Well, maybe you didn't see it, but he did field it left-handed, but then threw it left-handed. Lifted down the line, but way foul. Well, that's what I would call a Ken Harrelson foul ball. And Ken Harrelson was doing play-by-play for the White Sox. If somebody had a well-hit foul ball down the line, he would say, that was the right size, wrong shape. It was an attempt at a southern draw. Hawk was born in South Carolina, and I think he went to high school down in Georgia. Slap foul and out of play. Well, now that Maple's seen a pitch to hit, he's battling. Of course, when you foul all these pitches off, you make your opposing pitcher start to work. Swing and a miss. Well, Jacob Fox says, you want to put me to work? I got some work for you.
Now batting for the Panthers.
Go get this pitch.
Number 18, Gideon Snavely.
That's Fox's second strikeout of the ball game, and Gideon Snavely will step up for the Snider Panthers. Younger brother of Isaiah Snavely. Isaiah's a junior. Gideon's a freshman. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. East Noble will already be on their second way through the lineup. When we get to the third inning, Snider's not quite there yet. Snavely's the number 7 hitter in Snider's order. Logan Bugga, the left fielder, is on deck in case Snavely should reach base. Popped him up, and that's going out of play. That's on its way to Montessori School, which is out behind the first base line. That is way outside. 2-2 the count. Popped up, and that's out of play. That's right over the press box. Well, now we're seeing Snavely start to battle, but we saw that with Maple on the last at bat. Fox was able to battle back and get the strikeout. That count went to 3-0. Fox steps off. Lifted down the left field line. It's going a long way, but it's foul. And my apologies, Neubauer had a shot at that. Did run out of room and couldn't make the catch. Well, even when a ball goes out of play, it's nice when it's close enough that a fan can return it to the field. And that's exactly what just happened. Here's the 2-2. Popped him up, heading to the right side, ranging over, and making the catch is Graydon Mullins. Right along the fence. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for East Noble defensively. They'll bat in the top of the third when we come back on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 kg, but I ain't really the game on we make. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on hopping out Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't stay.
Well, Graydon Mullins made the catch along the first base fence, just short of foul territory, or just in foul territory, rather, to close out the second inning. So we go to the third. Snider leading 1-0. They started off the game with a solo home run by Isaiah Snavely, but nobody's reached base for the Panthers since then. East Noble, they've had 4 men reach base, but none of them have come home. Brady Keck has bared down. He's got 4 strikeouts in the ball game. And at this point, I do not see any action in the Snider pen. But it's going to be the number 2 hitter, Braylon Bush. As we go to the top of the third inning. 4 walks for Keck, but also 4 strikeouts. Bush was one of the men who walked. That was in the first inning. And that pitch misses upstairs. Again, Braylon Bush coming into this game batting just 111 on the year. He does have an RBI. He has reached base so far today. He's ahead in this count 2-0 as he gets a couple of fastballs that run inside on him. That breaking ball did catch the inside corner. Keck's been able to throw that breaking ball effectively today. And that time he was able to fool Braylon Bush. But that one's downstairs, and the count goes to 3-1. Ian Ramey, the man on deck, also walked his last time up. On the ground, hit towards second. It takes a hop. Goyle to first in time. Adrian Goyle, the sophomore, does his job. Had to play it off the hop, and he played it very well. Ian Ramey, the ever-dangerous junior, coming to the plate. As I recall, he started a lot at third base last year, but he's starting at second today. And he has walked so far in this ballgame. He takes that first pitch up and in. The 1-0 on its way, and that one bends back in for a called strike. I think you saw Ramey buckle just a little bit. That time he ran it low, perhaps trying to get Ramey to chase. Instead, Ramey's ahead in the count 2-1. Swing and a miss. Ran the fastball up and in on it. And Ramey, I got to think he was trying to knock that thing out of the park. He can do that. He did it 4 times last year for these Knights. Swing and a miss. Again, he ran the fastball up and in on him, and Ramey, wanting to knock it out of the yard, could not catch up as Rylan Hathaway steps to the plate. He grounded out to first his last time up. Just an unassisted put out for Hayden Maple as that was. And that fastball runs up and in, but Hathaway lays off. Hathaway hitting 182 on the year, but he does have 3 RBIs. He comes up with the bases empty. Flares that one down the right field line. Morrow calls everybody off. Did he barehand that? Yes, he did. Are you kidding me? Raiden Morrow had it pop out of his glove, and then he caught it with his left hand, his throwing hand. What a play to close the inning. And Brady Keck is probably going to give him some pats on the back. That's the first 1-2-3 inning that Snider has had defensively in this ball game. All kinds of credit to Morrow for sticking with that play. Yeah, Raiden Morrow called everybody off on that last play. Unfortunately, as we have it set up, I'm not going to be able to show it to you because it wasn't in frame at the time. That's just the way the setup is. But that was a great job of sticking to the play by Raiden Morrow. First, he called everybody off, didn't make the catch at first, but he stuck with the play and barehanded the ball for a great catch. At least it looked like he barehanded. Either way, he made the catch. And we've played two and a half innings so far in this ball game. East Noble has officially started their second time through the order. This is still Snider's first time through the order. It'll be the 8 and 9 hole hitters to start off the inning, Logan Bugga and Adrian Goyle, followed by the leadoff hitter Isaiah Snavely. So Snider will have their second time through the order, or at least start their second time through the order here in the third inning. But it has not started yet. Looks like Fox is still out there on the bump for the East Noble Knights. And with that, I'll go ahead and get a few more words in from our sponsors. It's because of our sponsors that we are able to bring you these broadcasts of high school sports here on SummitCitySports.com. That includes the good folks at LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Speaking of the University of St. Francis, they will be hosting the Nancy Ream Border Wars Classic. That's basically a basketball all-star doubleheader. Takes place this Sunday at Hutzel Athletic Center. You'll have the best senior basketball players from here in Northeast Indiana versus the best senior basketball players from Northwest Ohio. You'll have the girls' game at 2 p.m. and then the boys' game at 4 p.m. Logan Bugga is the batter. He just took a first pitch strike. That one's on the corner for strike 2. The 1-0 lead for Snider is because of an Isaiah Snavely home run to lead off the first inning. Swing and a miss. And Snider's still looking for their first base runner since that homer.
Adrian Goyle.
Adrian Goyle will come to the plate. Made a nice play at second earlier. Ball took an awkward hop, and Goyle waited back on it, made the throw to first, and got the out. Goyle's hitting well so far this season. .250 hitter with a couple of RBIs. Again, that's unofficial. He slaps that ball, but it's foul. Boy, he got way out in front of that one. Goyle has homered this season. I believe that was in the first game against Northside. Did he go? It doesn't matter. It's a strike. And the 0-2 way outside. Deal had to dive to his left to keep it from going to the backstop. Luckily, there's nobody aboard. Again, Goyle is the 9-hole hitter for the Snider Panthers. And that misses down and away, 2-2. Way upstairs. Goyle able to duck out of the way, and the count runs full. You got the leadoff hitter, Isaiah Snavely, on deck. And no doubt he's hoping to have a man on base when he comes to the plate. That's going to be called a foul ball, and it looked like it did hit Goyle before he left the box. Can't blame him for trying to run it out. Run it until it's called foul. Fox wants a new baseball, and he's got it. The payoff pitch popped him up, drifting back, and making the catch is Easton Klein out at short.
Now batting for the Panthers, The shortstop, number 1, Isaiah Snavely.
Well, Isaiah Snavely is the leadoff hitter. He's the only Panther to reach base today. Of course, he got to touch every base. It was a solo home run to lead off the first. He just called out from the dugout, big gap. I think they're referring to left center field. Snavely might have been trying to go that way. This might be playable. It is playable, and it's going to be caught by Bush at third to end the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out, and Snavely is retired. And Snider still has not had a man reach base since Snavely homered in the first inning. But we'll go to the fourth inning with Snider leading 1-0. Can East Noble put another threat together? Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We go to the fourth inning. Snider holding on to a 1-0 lead. Isaiah Snavely with a solo homer in the first. That's not only the only run of this game, it's the only hit of this game for Snider. The only base runner in this game for Snider. East Noble, they've been able to put runners on base, but they've not been able to get them home. Knights will send the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to the plate. Jacob Fox, Easton Klein, and Owen Deal. Out of those 3, Klein is the only one to have reached base so far, although Fox has hit the ball well this season. And Owen Deal so far batting .250 on the year. Again, it is a very young season. This is only the 5th game for East Noble, only the 4th game for Snider, and they are scheduled to play again tomorrow, not against each other. East Noble is scheduled to host Carroll tomorrow over in Kendallville. Snider goes on the road to play DeKalb.
Leading off for the Knights in the top of the fourth, number 7, Jacob Fox.
Fox grounded out to the mound his last time up. That was foul tipped into the glove for a first pitch strike, and these East Noble hitters have been fooled by some of these inside pitches. Looked like Fox wanted to drive that thing down the left field line. He has been productive at the plate, a couple RBIs this year. He slaps that one the other way, heading down the line. Morrow gives chase. It's foul and out of his reach. I'm not sure how much ground Morrow covered there. That's against a right-handed hitter, and Morrow shading the right field line, perhaps anticipating for Fox to go the other way, which he just did. On the ground, off the glove. Keck stays with it, gathers, and throws to first for out number 1. Brady Keck keeps his wits about him and gets the first out of the inning. Well, Fox has hit the ball back to the mound twice so far in this game. And the Knights will send up Easton Klein. Up and in for ball 1. Looks like there is some action in the Snider pen. Although I'm not sure. That might be one of the JV guys taking some tosses. That one's up and in as well. 2-0 on its way, and that one is in there for a called strike. Bottom of the zone, as it turns out. The 3-1 caught the zone again. Check it, that was 2-1 and now 2-2 on Easton Klein. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 3, and for Keck, that goes as his 6th strikeout of the game. That'll send Owen Deal to the plate. Now, Deal was a strikeout victim his last time up, but he's been hitting .250 on the year coming into this game. He is a sophomore. Of course, both these teams graduated some really good ball players from a year ago. For East Noble, it was a whole host of good hitters. Jordan Borders, Cole Strick, Jacob Ramey. For Snider, it was 2 incredibly good hitters, Landon Fry, who's now at Indiana University, and Brandon Logan, who's now at Notre Dame. And that breaking ball is in there for a called strike. 0-2, the count on Deal. That one looked to be upstairs, and it was. Swing and a miss. That ball gets away. Moorman had to make a long throw, but he makes it and completes the strikeout. Strikeout number 7 for Keck here in this ball game. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Snider on defense. That takes us to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
We have just played through the top of the 4th, so now we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is still a 1-0 lead in favor of Snider, but they have yet to have a man reach base since the leadoff home run by Snavely in the bottom of the 1st. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for Snider. Jonathan Deisler, Raiden Morrow, and Brady Keck.
Leading off for the Panthers in the bottom of the 4th inning.
If I'm not mistaken, Keck does have 7 strikeouts in this ball game. The last one didn't come easy, but Jack Moorman was able to stay with the play, make the long throw, and get the out at first to complete the strikeout. Deisler 0 for 1 so far in this ball game. Comes in hitting .250 on the year with an RBI, but he comes up with the bases empty. That one misses up and away for ball 1. Deisler is a freshman, getting a chance to start in center field. That's hit hard, but foul. I was waiting to see if Klinkenbeard could barehand that ball. It skipped right by him. Even though Snider hasn't had a base runner since that homer by Snavely, when they have fouled the ball off, they've hit it hard. That's small consolation if you can't get on base, but certainly a potential positive that Snider is hitting the ball hard. Two and one the count. Swing and a miss, and the count runs even. Fox steps off. I do not see any action in the East Noble pen. Again, Fox has only given up the one home run. That's the only base runner he's given up. Now the umpire calls time, and I'm not sure if, Deisler wanted it. That was the signal from the home plate umpire. And that's way outside. Fortunately for Fox, nobody on base right now for Snider, but the count does run full. Line drive, base hit into left field. Deisler makes his turn and puts on the brakes. It's a leadoff single for Deisler.
Now batting for the Panthers, the right fielder, number 20, Raiden Morrow.
And Snider finally has their first base runner since that homer by Snavely. Second hit of the game for the Panthers. And Raiden Morrow comes to the plate. He struck out his last time up. Made a diving catch in foul territory earlier in this ball game. That's a called strike. It looked like Morrow was about to call time, but never really got his hand off the bat. Slid it down the bat. As it is, he falls behind 0-1. Throw back to first. Deisler is safe. That is outside, ball one. Again, each of these teams plays tomorrow. That's not against each other, though. East Noble goes back home to host Carroll. Snider goes on the road to play the red-hot DeKalb Barons, who beat Carroll earlier this season. As I recall, it wasn't even close. 10-0 was the final score. Deisler, good hard dive, and he kept his hand on the bag. I don't think his right hand even slid when it hit the bag. Just hit the bag, and he stuck the landing. That is upstairs. It's one of those wait-and-see pitches. Looked like maybe it was just above letter high, or should I say logo high. And that 2-1 catches the outside corner. The home crowd doesn't like it, but was close enough to get a call. I think the East Noble guys have seen some calls that they weren't so happy about. Throw back to first, Deisler in again. I tell you what, Deisler makes sure he gets his hand on that bag. That's what he's done the last two times he's dove back to first. Swing and a miss, and Morrow's down on strikes for the second time in this ball game. Brady Keck, the junior pitcher, comes to the plate.
Number 4, Brady Keck.
On the mound, he's pitched 4 innings so far. Gets a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. He popped out to second his last time up. Snider did finally get a base runner as Deisler knocked a single into left field, and they're paying a lot of attention to Deisler. Of course, when you're a center fielder, it's no surprise when you draw a lot of attention. You got to be quick as a center fielder because you got to cover a lot of ground. A balk has been called. And now the home plate umpire wants an explanation from the second base umpire. It's got to be something on the move, and I think Aaron Desmonds is going to want an explanation as well. And I will say, I'm still impressed by Deisler making sure that he gets back to the bag, and I'm not sure I can entirely see what was wrong with the move. But either way, it's a runner in scoring position for the Panthers. And they hadn't had a base runner since the homer by Snavely until this inning. That's a good pitch. Right to the outer part of the plate, and it's 0-2 on Keck. Fox trying to battle back. Keck trying to help out his own cause. Lifted into left field, but that's foul. I say left field, that's going into the woods. Or maybe just on the edge of him. On the ground to the right side. Ramey backs up on it. His throw to first is in time. It's out number 2. But Deisler does advance to third on the grounder. Keck moves the runner, and now it's up to Jack Mormon to try and get him in.
Jack Mormon.
Jack Mormon at the plate. Hayden Maple now on deck. That pitch is up and in on Mormon. Laced into center field, and it is going to get over the head of the center fielder Sparkman. Mormon going to second, digging for 3. Now he's going to stop and go back to second. Klinkenbeard telling him to hold up, and he's in safely. Snider adds to their lead. An RBI double by Mormon with 2 down.
Now batting for the Panthers, the first baseman, number 2, Hayden Maple.
And again, the Panthers with a runner in scoring position as Hayden Maple steps to the plate with 2 down. He's looking to get him in with a single or perhaps get him over if it's a sharply hit single. And that is just off the plate for ball 1.
Courtesy runner number 13, Caleb Clapper.
Caleb Clapper serving as a courtesy runner. Junior infielder and pitcher for the Snider Panthers. That's grounded foul. And again, nice barehanded field job there by Josh Klinkenbeard. One and one the count on Maple. popped him up, and that looks like it's going out of play. And I think it did. The way everybody's moving around, I think that ball must have gone out of play. It's a 1-2 count. Fox trying to limit the damage to just the 1 run. 1 run, 2 hits this inning for the Snider Panthers. You got Gideon Snavely on deck, and he's hit the ball hard today, even though he's 0 for 1 with a pop-out. Maple bounces that one foul to the East Noble dugout. So far, a good battle being put together by Maple. Good pitch, called strike 3. The 4th inning comes to an end, but Jack Mormon with the RBI double to put Snider up 2-0 over East Noble. And we'll go to the 5th after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit, and I'm rich, and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game up. We make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my pin out Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't stay.
Number 4.
We've got some defensive changes to update you on as we go to the top of the 5th inning. So I fix my camera first of all, but meanwhile, Logan Bugga is now pitching for the Snider Panthers. He moves into the mound from left field and takes over for Brady Keck, who now moves to first base, which sends Hayden Maple, who was at first base, out to left field. So those are the defensive changes for the Snider Panthers. So officially, Brady Keck has gone 4 innings on the mound. I believe he had 7 strikeouts. Did have a lot of walks, but he was able to bear down. Really started in the 3rd inning when he started to bear down, find the strike zone on a more consistent basis. Got some hitters to put the ball in play, and his defense did the job behind him. It'll be the 8, 9, and leadoff spots coming up for East Noble. Jack Slater, Trey Sparkman, and Colston Neubauer. East Noble had put runners on base in the first 2 innings, but in the last 2 innings, they have not been able to do so. And I'm going to say this again, this is unofficial. Logan Bugga, just 1 inning pitch so far this year. Again, that's not taking into account the Northside game, the second Northside game, that is. I do see that he has a couple of strikeouts on the year. At least 2 strikeouts for the season, as Jack Slater is set to lead things off for East Noble. That first pitch misses down and away. That's Bugga's first pitch of the ball game. Had started this game out in left field. I believe he's set to hit second in the bottom of this frame. On the ground, toward third. That's Gideon Snavely. Long throw, close play, got him. Gideon Snavely gets the job done, and credit to Brady Keck, who had moved over to first from the mound. Gideon Snavely fielded that one right in front of his brother Isaiah Snavely. Now, that's Keck's first play at first this game. It's not his first play at first ever. He started some games at first last year for the Panthers. Trey Sparkman, the batter, as he takes that one downstairs for ball 1.
Number 17, Trey Sparkman.
Pitch on the way, and that is on the corner for a called strike. That is a foul ball. Apparently it hit Sparkman in the batter's box. I'll adjust my count here. It is 2-2. It was not 1-2. It was not 1-1. It was 1-2, or 2-1. My apologies. Count now goes to 2-2. Sparkman, the 9-hole hitter, having a good season this year. On the ground towards short. Isaiah Snavely gathers it up and fires to first for out number 2. So far, the two Snavely brothers have had the ball come their way. Gideon Snavely had the putout from third, and Isaiah gets the putout from short as Colston Neubauer comes to the plate for East Noble. On the ground, foul ball. The 0-1 on the way. Tried to bend that breaking ball in there. We saw Keck do that a number of times today as a starting pitcher, but that one misses upstairs from Booga. On the ground to short. Snavely has it. Fires to first, and a good stretch over there by Keck to get the final out in the top of the fifth. The Snavely brothers get all three putouts. Gideon gets one, Isaiah gets two. And as we get ready to go to the bottom of the fifth, I'll go ahead and give you a few words from our sponsors. It's because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school sports on SummitCitySports.com. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government, whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation. I beg your pardon. Had a call from the umpire there again. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. And I think the announcement that we just got there was catcher goes to first base. Braylon Bush now on the mound, and I'll try to sort this out here during this commercial break. Back in a moment.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, bro. Ain't really the game up, we make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on mopping out Lamborghinis. The Yankees turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
Well, the updates for East Noble defensively are this. Braylon Bush and Jacob Fox have switched places. Fox is now at third base, and Braylon Bush moves from third to the mound. And he will face the bottom third of the Snider lineup, Gideon Snavely, Logan Bugga, and Adrian Goyle. Now, Snavely is 0 for 1 at the plate right now with a pop out to first. As he bounces this one towards second, that's Ramey who gathers, and an easy put out over there from second base. I was just about to say that even though Snavely is now 0 for 2.
Now batting for the
His first at bat, he did hit the ball fairly hard. Unfortunately, those hard hit balls ended up being foul balls. Logan Bugga, the batter. Bugga struck out his last time up. His first pitch is a strike. That looked like another good pitch, and it was. 0-2 the count. Braylon Bush has pitched 4 2/3 innings so far this year. Has a strikeout and a walk. That's grounded to third. Fox, the throw, is caught over there at first by Mullins.
Now batting for the Panthers, number 10, Adrian Goyle.
Snider will send the bottom of their lineup to the plate. Adrian Goyle, the 9-hole hitter. Top of the order's on deck with Isaiah Snavely. That breaking ball went right over him, and it's a 1-0 count. That one catches the corner. Snider has 2 runs on 3 hits. As that one misses up and in. Down and away. The count goes to 3-1. Bush got the first 2 hitters this inning to ground out. Now trying to battle back behind 3-1 on Goyle. And it's ball 4. And that is the first walk given up by these East Noble pitchers.
Now batting for the Panthers, number 1, Isaiah Snavely.
Isaiah Snavely coming to the plate, and you don't always say that a hitter's having a feast or famine day, but so far he's 1 for 2 with a pop out to third, but his one hit was a solo home run, so that's plenty of feasting. When you can go a yard, he gets a first pitch that apparently misses inside. The man in the on-deck circle is also 1 for 2. That's Jonathan Deisler, who has flied out but also singled and scored. Down and in, ball 2. That looked outside. It's called as being on the outside corner for strike 1. Now, of course, I'm sitting a little more to the right of home plate. Throw back to first, and in safely is Goyle. Two and 1 the count, 2 down. And this one's lifted foul and out of play. And the count even at 2 apiece. Only 1 walk given up by these East Noble pitchers in this game. It was to Goyle on the last at bat. Lined into right field. That's a base hit. Goyle will make the turn and head for third, and Snider is going to have runners on the corners. Hit number 4 in this ball game for the Panthers. Hit number 2 for Snavely. It's a single. And now Jonathan Deisler comes up with runners on the corners. I do not see any action in the pen for East Noble. That one misses outside, ball 1. Deisler is 1 for 2. He's flown out to center and also singled. He scored the most recent of the runs for Snider. Throw back to first, and Snavely is in. The 1-0. It's called a ball. I beg your pardon. I saw the scoreboard change to 3-0, but apparently it's 2-0, and that's fouled out of play. Well, Deisler got a pitch that he liked, but couldn't put it in play. The base hit scores a run here for the Panthers. Extra base hit might get 2. There goes the runner. No throw. The pitch is a strike. It's strike 2, and Snavely takes second on catcher's indifference. And now a great opportunity for the Panthers with 2 outs. 2-2 on Deisler. And he lays off on the pitch outside. Raiden Morrow is on deck. And the count is full for Deisler. Slapped the other way, but Slater is there to make the catch. It was a well-hit ball, but Jack Slater tracked it. And we have played through 5 innings here at Hawley Field. East Noble will come to bat in the 6th when we return.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, East Noble only down 2. But the last 3 innings, they have not had a runner on base. They had 4 men walk in the first 2 innings combined. Have not had a base runner since then. And the Knights look like they're going to send the top of their order to the plate. I beg your pardon. It's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Braylon Bush, Ian Ramey, and Rylan Hathaway. Now, Ian Ramey is certainly someone to pay attention to. Rylan Hathaway is a guy who can drive some runs in it. If East Noble can get a threat going here in the 6th, they can put a lot of pressure on these Snider Panthers.
Number 1, Braylon Bush.
Braylon Bush 0 for 1. He has walked, but he's also grounded out to second. That was his last time up. Swing and a miss. Booga got him to chase. A pitch that started up. That might have been a slider, actually. On the ground, that's foul. Heron Desmonds will just wait patiently on it before he picks it up. East Noble coming off a 16-10 campaign. Snider won a regional championship at Carroll. The regional was at Carroll, but it was against Homestead. Though they did beat Carroll in the first round of sectionals the week prior. That also was at Carroll. That's ball 1 down and away. The 1-2. Fly ball lifted into left field. Maple back, and he makes the catch.
Now batting number 11, Ian Ramey.
I think that's the first time East Noble's hit a fly ball to left field in this ball game. Although the guy coming up to the plate is certainly capable of doing that. Ian Ramey, he can hit for some power. I don't believe he has a home run yet this year, but he hit 4 of them last year as a sophomore. Was also the night's leading run producer. Right now, he's trying to get a man on base for these Knights, and he'll take down and away. Ramey had he had a big 2-hit RBI in last year's sectional semifinal against Leo. Unfortunately, the Knights went on to lose that game. So that one skips away from Mormon. One of the fans is talking about fake grass. That's not fake grass out there here at Holly Field. That is definitely grass. Ramey has that one run right in on him. And he's ahead in this count 3-0. Rylan Hathaway on deck. That's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Ramey, and East Noble has their first base runner since the second inning.
Now batting number 14, Rylan Hathaway.
And Hathaway will come up representing the tying run. Gideon Snavely playing in at third. This ball is lifted into right center field. Deisler gives it a run. So does Morrow. He makes the catch. Ramey got off the bag. He's going to get back safely. But Morrow, the right fielder, able to run it down.
Now batting number 7, Jacob Fox.
Well, Raiden Morrow can definitely do his job in right field. We've seen that so far in this ball game. We saw that in the regional championship against Homestead last year. And sometimes when it's between the right fielder and the center fielder calls off his right fielder, and I'm not sure if Deisler did that. But if he didn't, it shows he's got a lot of trust in Morrow out there in right field. That first pitch missed outside to Jacob Fox. Popped him up, and that's going foul. Fox has hit the ball up the middle twice in this ball game. And unassisted ground out to the mound. Brady Keck just took the ball and ran with it to first. Second time Keck bobbled the ball but stayed with it and made the throw to first for the out. A balk has been called, and that's going to put Ramey at second. Well, we've had 2 balks in this ball game, one on Snider, one on East Noble. And a chance with a runner in scoring position here for Jacob Fox. He's been hitting the ball well this season. Fox started this game on the mound. He's now at third. That's down and away, 2-1. Appears to be some action in the Snider pen, although that might be one of the JV guys doing some warm-up tosses. Popped up on the infield. It's Brady Keck who makes the call and the catch. Well, East Noble gets their first base runner since the second inning, but they do not score. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th when we come back on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, we've got some defensive changes. It's another position switch. Braylon Bush has gone to center. Taking his place on the mound is Trey Sparkman. And they'll try to keep this 2-0 deficit intact, as Snider gets set to send their 3, 4, and 5 hitters to the plate. Raiden Morrow, Brady Keck, and Jack Mormon. Morrow and Keck are both hitless in this ballgame, but Mormon has an RBI double. As for Trey Sparkman, he's pitched just a third of an inning so far this season. He is a sophomore. Doesn't have a strikeout, doesn't have a walk, but again, a third of an inning isn't much to go on. As Sparkman, again, tries to keep this 2-0 deficit in order. Snider has 4 hits in this ballgame, just 5 base runners total. In fact, for the second through fourth innings, Snider was not able to put a man on base. They got a couple men on in the fifth and broke across their second run of the ballgame. That was when Jack Mormon got his RBI double.
Leading off for the Panthers in the
And it will be Raiden Morrow to lead things off for the Snider Panthers. He struck out twice. Although Morrow does have a home run this season. He's a sophomore starting in right field and plays very well on defense. Showed some good ability at the plate. Takes a pitch on the corner for a called strike. Down and away for a ball. Morrow got the chance to start as a freshman. Somebody just said, let's go golfing, Ray. Well, if she wants him to go golfing, she probably wants him to break out the driver. Slaps that one foul and out of play. Am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? I'm told that that's exactly what it is. Sounds like we got some rain. Swing and a miss, and Morrow is down on strikes. It's 3 strikeouts this game when Morrow's been at the plate. Well, Brady Keck will come to the plate. On the ground, backhanded it short. That one got through. I thought Klein made the play, but Keck got it through the infield. And it's a 1-out hit for the Panthers. I believe that's their 5th hit of the game.
Now batting for the Panthers, number 8, Jack Mormon.
And Jack Mormon will come up. Last time he was up, he doubled the straightaway center and got it over the head of Trey Sparkman. You got Braylon Bush out there now. That's right over the plate for a called strike. Well, if the rain hasn't stopped, it sounds like it's slowed down at least. In the dirt. Good job by Deal to block it. Hayden Maples on deck. He'd started the game at first and then made the move out to left field. Mormon lifts a fly ball into left field. Neubauer back, has the play and has the catch. Not a lot of fly balls hit to left field today. I think that's the first fly ball hit to left field by Snider. Check that. It's not the first. It's the first fly ball that's been caught out in left field by East Noble. Snider does have a lot of righties in their order. Here's another one of them, Hayden Maple. He struck out twice in this ball game. He comes up with a man on first. Gideon Snavely on deck. Popped him up, and that is going out of play. To the Snider side of the bleachers, it actually goes over the bleachers. There goes the runner, and it's fouled off. Keck has to go back to first. Maple's behind in the count 0-2. And Sparkman trying to finish off the inning. Maple has other ideas. Fly ball hit well into center field. However, Bush has the play and has the putout. Still a 2-0 ball game. Last chance for East Noble. Can they put together a rally in the 7th? We'll be back for the 7th after this on SummitCitySports.com live from Hawley Field.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game up we make. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my and I Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't stay.
We do have some more changes to update for you. Isaiah Snavely is now the pitcher. He's trying to close this one out. His first inning on the mound, Logan Bugga, who was the middle reliever at this point in the game. Snyder's hoping he's the only middle reliever they have to use. He goes to short. So we now have a lineup change as well. So 13 for 21. Bugga is 21. 13 for Snider is Caleb Clapper. So I'm wondering if that's Clapper over there at short. I can't see the number. So Snider trying to get ready in case this game should go to the bottom of the 7th. That's what East Noble is wanting.
Leading off for the Knights in the top of the 7th.
And it's Easton Klein to lead things off for East Noble here in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Snavely, missed up and in. It's not Snavely's first time pitching. He's done some pitching this year. That one is slapped foul and out of play. Snavely has pitched one inning so far this year. I'm not sure if that was against Blackhawk Christian. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. That was a 3-2 win for Snider, rather, at Blackhawk Christian. On the ground, headed towards second. Goyle gathers, throws, gets the out. I beg your pardon, Clapper at second and Goyle at short. Is that what I heard? Yep. So it's Clapper at second, Goyle at short. This is Owen Deal's spot. And that is Deal at the plate as he fouls off the first pitch he sees. That one skips in the dirt. Count evens at 1 apiece. Deal 0 for 2 so far in this game. He struck out twice. Right now dealing with an even count from Snavely. Fly ball, shallow right field. Clapper's back, and it drops. And I'm not sure if that'll be charged as a hit or an error. Either way, the tying run's going to come to the plate.
Courtesy runner number 3, Gavin Kerr. Now batting number 12, Jack Slater.
We'll call it an error. That's the second error of this game on Snider. Jack Slater comes up. A runner on first for the Knights. Snavely trying to find the corner, and he does. Slater at the plate, Sparkman on deck. Fly ball, hit to the right side. Keck is over. He makes the catch for out number 2. No tag at second. And the Knights are down to their last out. Trey Sparkman has been hitting the ball well this year, and right now he's trying to help the Knights break through. He represents the tying run. Sparkman is the 9-hole hitter in East Noble's lineup. And that pitch just misses. A lot of these pitches have caught the corners. The ones that have been close have caught the corners, but that one was just a little bit outside. That's way up and in. 2-0 the count on Sparkman. East Noble is down to their last out, but Sparkman represents the tying run. And Snider might just be on the cusp of something special here. That's all I'll say on that front for now. I'll have to check up on that. Down and away, 3-0. And if Sparkman gets on base, Neubauer would come up representing the go-ahead run. The 3-0 is in there for a called strike. Well, now that Sparkman's seen one, no doubt he's looking to drive the baseball. That's ball 4. And East Noble will send the go-ahead run to the plate.
Now batting number 2, Colston Neubauer.
That's the second time that Sparkman has walked. Neubauer comes to the plate. East Noble putting a threat together, a walk and I believe an error, as Mormon will have a little conversation with Snavely. And Aaron Desmonds might be about to have a little conversation with Colston Neubauer. I believe Neubauer is the only lefty in the lineup for East Noble. Swing and a miss. East Noble put runners on in the first inning and again in the second. I believe they got their next base runner in the sixth, but got nothing out of that. Swing and a miss. Neubauer behind in the count, 0-2. Neubauer trying to keep hope alive for the East Noble Knights. On the corner, called strike 3, and Snavely gets the save.
That's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen, with your final score. Your Snider Panthers.
The Snider Panthers win it 2-0. They go to 4-0 with a trip to DeKalb coming up tomorrow. East Noble falls to 3-1. Make that 3-2 as they host Carroll tomorrow. Now, I got something to check on here in just a moment, so I'll be back in a minute here on SummitCitySports.com as we get ready to close out this broadcast.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, after some discussion, we're going to say that that last pop-out by Owen Deal did result in an error, which means that this game goes as an unofficial no-hitter. Now, I could be wrong about that. We'll check on the official score in a few days. Please go ahead, check on the official score, but we're going to call this an unofficial no-hitter, combined no-hitter for the Snider pitching staff, which included today Brady Keck pitching 4 innings, Logan Bugga pitching 2 innings, and Isaiah Snavely pitching 1. He gets the save. Brady Keck gets the win on the mound today as Snider wins it 2-0. And again, unofficially, a no-hitter for the Snider pitching staff as they beat East Noble 2-0, ending the Knights' 3-game winning streak. The Panthers improved their winning streak to 4. They'll go to DeKalb tomorrow, and East Noble will host Carroll. One last order of business before I go. Our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game is going to be Isaiah Snavely. He gets the save on the mound. He hits a home run at the plate, also goes 2 for 3 at the plate. His other hit was a single. Isaiah Snavely, your Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. And that's going to do it from here at Holly Field. Lord willing, I do plan to be back here on Friday as Snider is scheduled to take on Huntington North. We'll see if we can get that one in, but we've got this one in. The Snider Panthers win it 2-0 over the East Noble Knights. For everybody at Summit City Sports, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Holly Field. The Panthers are your winner 2-0 over the Knights of East Noble. Good night from Holly.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.